Welcome to this week's edition of the Horizon Broadcast. I'm Nikki Cannon. Last week, icy storms hit the southern Indiana and Louisville area, causing IU Southeast to close. Last week, IU Southeast was closed from Tuesday, January 27th through Friday, January the 30th. For most students, this meant 3 consecutive days with no school, a rare occurrence here at our university. Across campus, reactions were mixed. Found out 3 days off school. What was your reaction?
3 days. Well, for me, it was 2 days off of school, but my fellow classmates, it was 4 or 5. I don't know who goes on Fridays or Saturdays, but I enjoyed every single bit of it. I got canceled from work one day. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Didn't get to sleep in any. Had to help my dad move his car one morning at 6 a.m. Let's see, Tuesday morning, found out classes were canceled at about 4 a.m., so I had to wake up then and find out, then go back to sleep. Thursday morning, something went on with IUS's whoever cancels class, and decided to wake me up at 5:37 with a text message saying the classes are canceled. So, I mean, other than that, I didn't get to sleep in, but I did get to watch Price is Right 3 days in a row.
Did you do any kind of sledding here at IUS?
No, I didn't, but I guess you would say I did. I got out of my car today, walking to my class, my 8 a.m. class. Too early for a college kid. And as I'm walking on the sidewalk, it was kind of funny, actually, because about 30 feet in front of me, there was a guy putting down some salt in front of the doors. And I'm just walking away with my backpack and my goodies, and just walking, and my right foot slips out from under me, throw my water bottle, and it falls again around my elbow. And it did hurt, it was a little cold. I get up to the door, and where he's putting down the salt, I say, hey, there's a good patch of ice over here, you might want to go throw some salt on there. He says, well, I'm a teacher, I'm only allowed to salt in front of the doors. The campus facility maintenance crews are the only ones that are allowed to put salt down past the doorways.
We got 3 days out of school. What are your thoughts on that? I hear you're not too excited.
No, not really, because all my teachers are going to have to put all the classwork from those days and cram them into one day. And that's going to be really stressful. It's going to be kind of hard to do. Snow was fun, though. Did some driving around, a little bit of e-brake slides. A little dangerous, but it was fun. I had to dig out my car. My car's covered in salt. It was really hard for me to get around. My car has like 3 inches of clearance. It's kind of dangerous. Plus I got snowed in, my power went out.
So were you bored, or did you actually get out and have fun in the snow?
I gotta have fun, but it's gonna be a lot of work to make it back up.
IU Southeast has seen an increase in the student population. Nikki Osinski has more on this story.
Here on the IU Southeast campus and across all IU campuses, there has been an increase in the student population. Since last spring semester, there are now more than 97,000 students on the campuses. This is a 4% increase that will be increasing each year, and poses the questions of what is IU doing to compensate for this, and what changes have already been made.
Well, I think one big reason is the economy. Typically, when the economy is in a downturn, people will go back to school to either get new skills to help them get a job if they have lost it, or to get some skills which will help them keep their job if they think it might be in danger. So I think that's one thing that's going on.
Okay, what are the dorms at IU Southeast? Do you think that has helped to promote the increase?
Yeah, I certainly think it has. People hear that we have residence halls now, and I think suddenly we've become a real university to some people.
What about with the increase of students? Have you had to increase faculty, classes, anything like that?
At this point, we haven't been able to do that for 2 reasons. One, we're operating under severe constraints, financial constraints, with the downturn in the economy, and we haven't been able to afford new classroom space and new faculty lines and things like that.
For IU Southeast as a whole, what are you looking forward to with this increase in student population? What are your hopes?
Well, I think that my hope is that we will continue to increase slightly in our strategic plan. We're planning on about a 50 student increase per year. I think that we can maintain that, I hope.
I think that the increase has been good for the campus, especially in these economic times, for students to go back and get their education so they're more marketable. That's a great thing for our community.
Okay, What about as a teacher? Has your class size increased?
Psychology tends to be pretty high enrolling classes. My classes are all full. I think every one of my classes is overfilled at this point. But we do limit the size of our classes, so we're not going to have classes that don't have enough seats for all the students. But yes, they are full, which is a good thing.
Okay, what about the graduation rate? With this increase, do you think it'll be consistent or be even better?
The hope is always that we're going to increase the number of students who do finish their education, who do graduate. I think we have a lot of programs on campus to help that. And I think having students who are living on campus, it will involve them more in the campus, have them be more engaged in the campus. And the more engaged the students are, the more they're doing things on campus, the more likely they will continue their education and graduate.
So the increase in students is a positive influence?
I think so. I think, we could always get too large, but I think at this point, we're at a nice size.
A Little Knowledge had their first event of the semester on January 21st. Donna Daly spoke about social justice. Reporter Nikki Osinski went to this event and has more.
Your youth programs, your Sunday school, your premarital counseling, is that discussed? And you could pick up brochures, provide them at your information desk or in the women's restroom. So anyone who is being abused has a place to go for information.
Well, I really didn't know what they had done until I got here, and I was very impressed at their level of development and how much they really learned and their commitment to actually doing something.
So just tell us a little bit why you got this started.
Well, I've always been interested in justice, obviously from a personal standpoint, and excuse me, I wanted to start the class to get students involved because, truly it's the next generation and who can change the world. I think we've seen that in this last election on how grassroots organizations can really make a change and make a difference, especially students. And for the most part, when you ask people about justice and their part, it's always some higher group, whether that be government or looking for that one leader like a Dr. King. But really, it's individual and it's us, and just giving people and showing people that they too have a voice. And why not here?
Okay. Are you planning any future events like this?
As far as the class is pretty much just a one-shot deal through the honors program, and a big thank you to Dr. Salas for allowing me to teach the class. As far as the School of Education is concerned, through the diversity class that we have the elementary students take, there's a social justice component to that because obviously we want to start in elementary schools teaching kids about justice and to be problem solvers and to question, and I think that's a big thing. We think questioning is bad, and not to maintain the status quo. But other than just my personal work and things in class and keeping the students on a mailing list of, hey, I know you're interested in this, here's an opportunity. No, not really. It just continues to be personal with the groups that I'm involved with.
Reporting from IU Southeast for the Horizon News, I'm Nikki Osinski.
In sports last week, men's basketball defeated IU East 101-73 on Saturday, January 31st. Women's basketball lost to Kentucky Christian 54-49 on Tuesday, February 3rd. That's going to wrap it up for this week's news. Thanks for watching.